Hello, trading is closed on January 16th, 2018. Let's start by going over our calls. We said there was every reason. We said that there was some negative things in last Friday's trade, but if we continue higher, that all go away. They said there was every reason for the market to go higher, so if it moved down sharply instead, it would be very negative. Well, we didn't gap down sharply. We did trade higher, but we also reversed. Let's go over what that means. First of all, we called for a pattern with an early low and a late high, and that's what we got. This pattern usually closes near the day's high. When it does not, and when we don't gap up and overtake the high promptly, it usually leads to lower prices. It doesn't mean we won't go higher also, but it should lead to lower prices tomorrow. It's also negative to hit a new all-time high, close red, particularly when we can't hold on to any of these prior highs, can't even hold on to the highs from this day. We had some other calls. We said that this target was enough to satisfy the ultimate sell signal, but usually that we get more than we got, which we did. The new target, you'll notice, is a resistance area. MEJT also says this drop is not for keeps, gives us a target of 2791.14, most likely to print tomorrow. Just remember, if this is a major high, MEJT almost always leaves a failed target behind, so we can't have the same confidence that that's going to print. In fact, if it doesn't leave this target behind, or some target behind, doesn't have to be this one, I'm suspicious the high's not in. Well, what's the case for this high holding? We've had all kinds of possible highs. The market just blows through them. Well, here's your DeMark signal. The stop is based on closing prices, so we actually reversed when we should have for the 913.9 on the daily chart. If we're going to get confirmation, we have to go under today's close, because if you don't go under the close, if you just gap up and keep going up, that does not count. That's called confirmation. And if we get confirmation, particularly by going under not just today's close, but today's low, then my rule says a reversal bar involving the upper Bollinger Band targets a challenge, not necessarily a touch, but a challenge of the lower Bollinger Band, which currently is in the middle 2600s. Now this band's position can change, but if we go under this close and under this low, that's my target. If we undercut this low, 2752.78, it gives a Trader Vic 2B sell signal too. So it's important, if this is going to be a top, that we undercut this low tomorrow. If we don't undercut this low tomorrow, I think we'll go up on Thursday. Now, as I've said, no matter how the market acts, there's always some way to get a wave count that makes sense. Again, because this is a three-wave structure and this is a clear three-wave structure, I'm the only person in the world who's calling this a B wave and not wave 5, but that's the reason. There's no way to count this or this as a 5-wave structure. Well, if you move wave brown A from here to here, which doesn't violate any rules, and you set that at 38.2%, and you feng shui the points on wave blue C, you'll see how brown C is a perfect hit if it holds there. This point here might be about 1 point off, which I'm going to take, but if this works, there's your Fibonacci ratio. So once again, we have a candidate high. This is a fairly decent one, but it needs confirmation. If we don't undercut today's low tomorrow, I'm going to be suspicious. This one isn't going to work either. But I am looking for lower prices tomorrow. And if we get follow through, we're looking for a target, and not a stop and reverse, just a target of the lower Bollinger Band on the daily chart. We have a target. It may fail. Possible top in this area. We have to see if we get confirmation. That's today's call.